what we had talked about yesterday about the format. The format today is pretty much same as yesterday. Sessions being recorded, will be muted, just to avoid any disturbances on Zoom. And just a request that came during our post-event briefing last night is for those who feel comfortable, please keep your video on, at least during the talk time and Vishwanath is speaking. It's nicer to speak to an audience, but it's entirely optional. We will have the same program, starting with invocation, chanting. He sort of agreed to just given the energy that flowed yesterday, and from my own experience, it was hard for people to open their eyes after 20 minutes of meditation. So we said, let's extend that to maybe 25 minutes today. And but again, after that, if you still feel that you need to stay in that state, please stay in meditation. Chanting, meditation, and of course we'll hear from Vishwanath before that. After the meditation, I'll come back and maybe talk for a few minutes. There will be an opportunity again for about 15 minutes, time permitting, for people to share their experiences. It was such a pleasure hearing Arthur yesterday. I mean, we were talking about it just before this session, that for the people who had never been to the ashram, who had not met Bapushri ever, and we see the energy working for them through their guru, through their belief system. It's just fantastic. It's just amazing. And that's when we really begin to wonder or begin to appreciate the value of the gift that Poojya Bapushri has given to us. So with that opening remark, I'm going to hand over to Sunil Bhai Desai to light the ceremonial lamp, and then we'll continue with today's program. Jai Gurudat all.
Now I will request Vishnu Dattaji to lead the session. Vishnu Dattaji.
Jai Guru. Now, pleasure is not much spoken of in the spiritual journey, but I must say that to be with all of you in the company of sadhaks and to be speaking of the most important and most beautiful subjects I can imagine is true pleasure. So thank you. I want to say something of Sadguru Dattatreya and Poojya Bapushri and this mantra. And perhaps the expectation is, oh, we know Sadhguru is the Guru of Gurus, as Bapushri has told us, and the president of the divine government, the one whom all the gods have to propitiate, and that by going to him, we gain the blessing of the totality of life. We know that Sadguru Dattatreya is the giver. Bapu says the sole giver. Sadhguru is giving everything all the time, and every iota of creation is the proof of that. So Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, these are forms of Sadhguru. All the 33 great divinities, or the 333 million devas, each are a fractal, a little representation of Sadhguru. And so are we. So are we. So if you think of Sadhguru as a tree, we cannot see his roots, though, quite frankly, when we go deep with this mantra, we are sensing how deep life is in us. And those roots may not have much definition, but we feel the adamantine strength. We feel how deep life goes, and how actually unfathomably deep. So if Sadhguru is a tree where the trunk, roots become the trunk, it's still part of the tree, it's still Sadhguru. Where the trunk of unity divides into limbs, those limbs are still part of the tree. And where the limbs become the branches, those branches, they have a different name, but they're still part of the tree. And the same with the twigs and the flowers. So the flowers are very soft and oh, so pliable, perhaps even fragrant, not like the bark, but all part of the tree. And the fruits, all part of the tree. We do not eat the bark, but the fruits we may very much enjoy. And each fruit, as you know, contains one or more seeds that can produce other trees. This is all the intelligence of Lord Dattatreya. And the Lord is absolutely in everything. So forgive me if you've heard this story before, but it's such a delight. I'd like to offer it. And I don't believe it really exists anywhere in the Gorakshanath literature, which is considerable. But Param Poojya Bapushri has shared this. So we understand, maybe even have some experience of that Param Poojya Bapushri in his last life was Gorakshanath, a sage of almost incomparable development. Even after 1,000 years, there are so many people who hold Gorakshanath to be their prime wisdom figure. So this story is about Gorakshanath sitting by a lake. And along comes a fisherman, an old, dilapidated kind of fisherman. And he sits next to Gorakshanath and says, "How about a game?" Gorakshanath, supremely confident of his course. And so the fisherman tells Gorakshanath to go and hide in the water, in the lake, and I will find you. And Gorakshanath goes because he has this siddhi, this power to become virtually any size. He becomes the smallest fish in the lake. And the fisherman just goes and says, "Oh, there you are." And so Gorakshanath comes out and tells the fisherman, "Let's do that again." And so Gorakshanath goes and becomes a molecule of water, or maybe an atom of a molecule of water. And the fisherman goes in and says, I see you, come out. So Gorakshanath comes out knowing that this fisherman isn't some old fisherman at all. And then the fisherman says, "It's my turn." And so he goes into the lake, and Gorakshanath cannot find him. And so the fisherman comes out with probably a Mona Lisa smile on his face, and he gives Gorakshanath the wisdom that is meant to come this encounter. He says to the great sage, when you want to hide in something, become that thing. The fisherman had become the lake. How do you find someone in the lake? If that someone is the lake. So we understand that Lord Dattatreya took a birth to virtually divine parents, Manasuya and Lord Atri. And we hear the story of how he came to be born with 3 heads. The unity of Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. And we know that Bapushri had Lord Dattatreya's darshan, that just after midnight on November 15th, 1975, 3 balls of light assembled into the classical form of the Lord of Lords. So we have these touching stories, and we may be challenged to think much more about that, about the Lord, because in any kind of understanding way, because the Lord is everything. The Lord is just so vast. There is nothing. The Lord Dattatreya is the limit of everything. Nothing can exceed or add up or be multiplied to equal the wholeness of life that the Lord is. The Lord is everywhere. The Lord has hidden himself in everything. My first teacher said that human beings can know anything one at a time, but only God can know everything all at once. And this is the Lord of Lords, our Sadguru, Dattatreya Maharaj. He is everywhere, in everything, and Bapushri is everywhere and in everything. There must be some unfathomably subtle difference in Bapushri's everywhereness and everythingness and that of the Lord, but that is we can only wonder and delight about that. And I'd like to bring this down to our own lives, because otherwise there lovely stories and some kind of cosmic thinking, as it were, and suggests that we know that the Lord is the giver of givers, the sole giver. So let us understand, or let us recognize, that every iota of creation is a gift. The sun is giving 24 hours a day, every day, day and night. Nighttime, the sun is just not visible to us. But the sun is just like Datta. And every aspect of creation is like that. The trees are giving themselves constantly. The rocks, the rivers, the mountains, the sky, the clouds, everything. And that is our call, to be real givers. So on behalf of that understanding, we give this mantra away freely. If anyone wants a handbook, please send me your email address or your physical address. I'll so gladly send you one, because everything that has come to ShailajaDevi and me was given freely. When we went to the ashram, we were never really charged. We existed on the cosmic commando of Sadguru Dattatreya. And so everything is given to us. And I'd like to bring Lord Dattatreya down to our daily experience. Right down to tying our shoes, cooking an egg, going for a walk, stubbing our toe. Even if, inshallah, we will not be robbed, but even if we were robbed or hit our finger with a hammer, this is a gift, if we can see it that way. Because Datta is not separate from everything. And everything in the divine tree is Datta, a form of Datta. So every gift, every experience is a gift. And every gift that we experience, we can appreciate. I do not ask for or suggest for myself or any of us that we rise to that point where we experience joy in hitting our finger with a hammer. But perhaps we can rise to that point where we don't hit our finger with a hammer anymore. But whatever the experience, can we not see that it could not be any other way than this experience is straight from Sadhguru, gifted to the I that still thinks it exists and is the experiencer. And this is how karma can be released and released so quickly, instantly, because the rule of karma is that we have to enjoy it. And that means at least that we have to come to accept. This has happened to me. I may not know the reason why. Maybe if I'm fortunate or if I'm advanced enough, it will become obvious, but to not react, or if we react, then to bring our attention to the fact that everything is our sacred Lord. Everything is like touching his feet. I hope we are deep enough in our hearts and spirits to recognize, as Arjuna did, that the Lord is the Lord of all of life, whether we define it as plus or minus. Late in the Gita, as you likely know, Arjuna knows who the Lord is. Sri Krishna, my beloved, I know who you are. Please just show me. As if to say, we've talked long enough. And Sri Krishna opens his mouth, and Arjun beholds there every beauty, every sacredness, every goodness, every glory. And then he also beholds every degradation, every challenge, every violence, every difficulty, every expression of ignorance. And he can't bear it. And he begs the Lord to please close his mouth. It's too much. So our experiences come in little packets. Some may seem big. Maybe we meet a new friend and have a new relationship for life. Or maybe we lose our wallet. Or maybe we just close the door into the bedroom and go to sleep for the night. But every experience is finite that an eye can experience. And that is why we have meditation, to take our attention beyond the sphere of itness, separation, objects of experience. And the state of meditation in which we are quiet, even though there are maybe thoughts going through the head, even though there are maybe cars passing by on the street, even though we may have a mosquito bite and even are scratching it, yet that we can realize is not who I am. I am something far deeper, far more solid, far more gifting. And for whatever reason, by whatever good fortune, we have come to this mantra. This mantra is the only mantra that names all of life. Bapu said, everything is in this mantra. And he looked at me again and said, everything. So every intelligence is there, every beauty, every strength. Every teacher that we need to meet, we will be guided to every book, every experience. Everything is here. There are no advanced techniques. We don't need them. We just need to continue our practice. And so in meditation, yam, niyam, asanam, pranayam, pratyahar, dharana, dhyan, the state of meditation, the seventh of Patanjali's Ashtanga Yoga, 8 limbs of yoga, the mind being firmly within and virtually unmoved, while all the world of experience spins round it. But there is one more step, the last limb of yoga, the 8th limb, samadhi, sama, evenness, the intellect, the evenness of intellect, when there is no longer an eye looking at my experience. This is consciousness resting in itself. When we, in meditation, are, if you will, dragged into the roots of life, where we cannot attain awareness, this is a form of samadhi. But this form of samadhi is as profound as it definitely is. is an introductory taste, because all other forms bring more conscious awareness. So when we have this experience of some degree of samadhi outside of meditation, this is called realization. When we can maintain, when we are grace, not that it's an effort, to maintain pure awareness within ourselves, even while we're acting, this is called mukti, liberation. When we can experience that everything is made of this consciousness, the self that I am, the consciousness that is here, is everywhere. This is called enlightenment. But when samadhi sees itself in everything, even for a brief period, this is called Brahman. When the world ceases to move at all, there is no even other. This is enlightenment throughout all time and space. This enlightenment exists because there is a knower, a sage, a great yogi who has been fortunate enough to recognize that everything is this incomprehensible silence, and that everything is coming out of that silence. So nothing is left out. Whatever our state, we are only being led into more and more fructifying possibilities, deeper levels of gifting that we can then give to others. So Poojya Bapushri is the whole tree, and we are the whole tree. And this mantra has the intelligence of the whole tree because it is addressed to Lord Dattatreya. And there is not another spiritual vehicle that can say that on the face of the earth. And so we are allowed to embrace every tradition, every practice. And we are also beckoned to bow before the graciousness that we've received, and that we have a practice to go into the roots of. Hari Om Tatsat Jai Guru Datta. Thank you so much. Jai Guru Datta.
Thank you, Vishnu Dattaji. That was full of deep thoughts and so much details you provided. One of the point you brought up today is everything is in this mantra. Just we have to continue the practice. So let's keep that thought in our mind and just let's enter into our meditation session. I see a couple of new attendees today. So just whatever we said yesterday, the same way, I'm sure everybody sitting at the quiet place and try to sit straight within our own comfort. We don't have to try hard. Just make sure that we will be able to sit for next 45 minutes. Today, we will add a little bit 5 minutes more for the meditation. So it will be 15 minutes chant plus 25 minutes of meditation. This divine mahamantra is a form of Sadguru. It's a form of Poojya Bapushri. In one of the sessions, Vishnu Dattaji mentioned that Mantra is Bapushri. Bapushri is the mantra. So one of the thought that during the chant, we can think of one-on-one session with Sadguru, our own Guru, our own God. It's a dedicated session between us and Guru. So during the chant, we get connected with this divine energy, Guru Shakti, the Shakti which governs the universe. It establishes this channel. Now, more stronger the channel is, better flow of energy, and in turn, better experience. To have this solid channel, we will remind ourselves that we will chant from bottom of our heart with full of love, with faith. The way we did yesterday, the same way, we'll add more and more love from bottom of our heart. Let's completely get involved with the mantra, ourselves and mantra. There is nothing else. Just totally involve ourselves. Today we will play a recorded chant from one of our sadhaka, Swati Ben. So she normally lead the chant at our all functions at ashrams. So the same way she will start the chant, we will follow by singing the chant in the same pattern, same rhythm. Again she will lead, again we will chant. And at the end, when it goes in speed, we all together, non-stop, continuously will chant. Hari Om Tatsat Jai Guru Datta, Hari Om Tatsat Jai Guru Datta, Hari Om Tatsat Jai Guru Datta, like that. So once the chant ends, we all will close our eyes for meditation. Thoughts may come, let it come. Emotions may arise, go, that's fine. Like yesterday, Vishnu Datta mentioned about all kriyas. It's whatever happens, that is good for us. Even our breathing pattern, we may experience, it may a little bit change, maybe a little bit speed, a little bit slow, whatever. But that is fine. Just we will focus on our breathing. Where does it come from? Where does it go? We'll just keep watching our breathing, keep our eyes closed. And we have to remember that we will not open our eyes till we are told to do so. And at the end, even if after the session is over, if anybody wants to continue in the same state, please do so. With that, I will start the chant. First, we will start the invocation, the collections of a couple of mantras dedicated to Guru, to seek Guru's blessings.
Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. 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 Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Akhanda Mandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darsitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Ajnanatirandhasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Gurur Madhye Sthita Bhata Matri Madhye Sthito Guru Gurur Mata Namastestu Matri Guru Namamyaham. Brahmanandam Paramasukhadam Kevalam Jnanamurti Dvandvatitam Jagadasadisam Tattamasyadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vibalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadguru Tam Namami. Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amritam gamaya avirabirmahedhi. Tvameva mata cha pita tvameva Tvameva bandhuscha sakha Tvameva Tvameva vidya draminam Tvameva Tvameva sarvam mama deva deva Tvameva sarvam mama deva deva Tvameva sarvam mama deva deva. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Hari Om Tatsat. Jai Guru Datta. Hari Om Hari Om Tatsat. सब लोग साथ में बोलिए
जय गुरु दत्ता ओम तत्सत 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 जय गुरु ओम तत्सत जय गुरु दत्ता 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 ओम तत्सत जय ओम तत्सत जय गुरु दत्ता 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 ओम तत्सत जय गुरु दत्ता
ओम तत्सत जय गुरु दत्ता ओम तत्सत जय गुरु दत्ता
Now we will close our eyes and for 25 minutes we will sit for meditation. No more chanting. We'll keep focus on our breathing and do not open the eyes in between. Jai Gurudev.
Hari Om Tatsat. Jai Guru Datta. Hari Om Tatsat. Jai Guru Datta. Hari Om Tatsat. Jai Guru Datta.
Jai Gurudat. Now you can slowly open the eyes. If you feel not to open the eyes and want to continue, please feel free to continue. Now I will request Vishnu Dattaji to continue the next session.
Very good. This is a lovely part of our program when we actually hope to hear from the participants, from you, something of your experience. And again, I gently beckon each of you to consider saying something, because the way you say your experience, even if it is not as clear as you wish, or maybe someone else has spoken it, it still carries your unique flavor. And that is a great gift to everyone. And if anyone has a question, this is a fine time to put it forward. Any hands raised to share something of this meditation, or since we met yesterday, or since you have last spoken at one of our gatherings?
Hello, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes, Jagrappat.
Hi, Gurudat. I had a very powerful meditation. I found during the chanting, when you showed those wonderful pictures of the ashram and Bapushri and Mataji, I kept disappearing. I kept kind of nodding out because it was so strong and so powerful. And then the meditation itself was very deep and very still. And, thank you so much. It was beautiful.
Thank you. Anyone else care to voice something of the gift they received? Maybe some of us are still coming out of meditation, so I will respond to a question that was sent by Arthur Powell, and it was an excellent question. What about employing self-inquiry during meditation? That greatly powerful question, maybe the question to ask, who am I? And I heard Bapushri say that this question is always welcome. In fact, he invited such a question during meditation. he was always asking me to ask in meditation, because the answer, that response that I would get from life itself would be given in my unique way of receiving, understanding, and he felt it would be far better, far more efficacious than words he might use. So this is one of the gifts of our mahamantra, that if we have a question, we can bring it to the Lord in meditation. We do so with no expectation, of course. And yet this is an invitation from Bapushri to do that. In terms of asking, who am I? Who I am. As I said, this great question is always, if you will, legal during meditation. But because Arthur also reported an experience of samadhi and asked more about samadhi, I will suggest that if there's an I who can ask, who am I? That is not a state of samadhi, though it may bring us to one. In fact, who I am really defines that state of evenness of intellect. So that's a very welcome question and a very welcome possibility that Bapu outlined. I would suggest also that if such a question is really important, the Lord will lead you to ask it. And if you ask it, the Lord has put it in you. So that rather than making this Harium Tatsat Jai Guru Datta Sahaj Dhyan period about self-inquiry, that it becomes an element that the Lord, a tool that the Lord can offer. Anyone else? Speaking of offering, and because Sadhguru is the giver, would like to give the gift of your experience. Yes, yes. Well, I'll just carry on then. Please raise your hand if you would like to interrupt. Best to you.
Oh, I don't want to interrupt, but
No.
it's so rare. I normally cannot speak after Dune at all, but today I had technical difficulties and was pulled out of meditation, so I can speak. So I just want to thank everybody so much. I'm so glad to be gathered and sharing this energy. I miss it. It's really lovely. There's something about the group that makes it more potent. So I'm very grateful. Thank you.
There is one more.
Well, I have been continually impressed by the hearts of the sadhaks here in America, and the deep devotion that I experience from them. They are, all of you are teachers to me, and I thank you so much.
There is one more raised.
Anyone else?
Teresa wants to speak.
Yeah. Please.
This feels home. It's a great heart expansion for me. There was a nodding off, and when I woke up, it was that there was this tremendous energy flow, and it became stronger and stronger and even hot. And and it went through my whole body, and it was like this, and just deeper and deeper into this abiding presence. And thank you all. Thank you.
So wonderful to see her. Yeah, good at that, Teresa. That is a joy to receive. Thank you. I'm going to just say that I remember when Poojya Bapushri was in Crestone at this White Eagle Inn that was filled to the brim with 125 attendees, which was remarkable for a town that had only 250 people in it at that time. And I remember Dr. Agarwal whispering to me that he was looking for the A+ experiences, and that when Bapu went into meditation, he said, now the experiences will be increased. And so with Bapu Shri's new status, cosmically and within our hearts, which frankly are the same, we can expect miracle without expecting, but we can understand that the experiences are really fructifying, really becoming more holistic, more speaking to all parts of us. That is the hallmark of Dattatreya Maharaj. Anyone else, please? Well, I'll just either repeat what I mentioned in speaking with you before, or what I didn't quite connect, and that is the mechanics of meditation are the mechanics of life itself. And we know that the Lord is conducting a meditation. We know that there is nothing for us to do. And this is what I experienced about Poojya Bapushri. I remember being at the ashram maybe in 2015, just to pick a date. And Bapu would always, when he gave his satsangs in Hindi and or Gujarati, he would always have one phrase in English that I took to be his gift to me, to Baladevi, and or maybe the summation of that part of his talk. But one time he just said, I am doing nothing. And when he said it in that way, of which I gave a poor imitation, I realized he is doing nothing. He is relying on the Lord for absolutely everything. And Datta for him is whatever is happening. And he trusts the Lord in absolutely everything. And so life is just seeing what Datta is offering and counting on the Lord to respond in the best way, which may mean that he says something or activates something or just waits. But what we do in meditation and what we do in life, these are not different fields. Anyone else, please? We have maybe time for one or two more. Well, thank you for your sharing, whether it has been silent or voiced. And I'll turn this program, Rama, Vishnu, and Shiva, I'll turn this program back to dear Anil. Jai Gurudeva.
Back to who?
Anil.
Jai Gurudat. After that, as always, a powerful, intense session. I want to give you a quick review of what's coming our ways tomorrow. I know our scheduled time is 8 a.m. California time. I'm really hoping, and I've been in communication with Poojya Maiyashree to come on Zoom tomorrow. And so far, I have all the indications. I'm going to give her a call again tonight. She asked me to call her again just to kind of give her a friendly reminder. I will do that tonight. But I do expect her to come on Zoom, my first preference, so that we can see her live on video. If not, we'll do it through an audio call. But I hope we'll see her on Zoom. So a little change in format for tomorrow. She will probably come on the call around 8 o'clock in the morning, California time. So just towards the beginning of the program. So I would request everyone to please join a couple of minutes early if you can. And when Mayaji is on the call, we will unmute everybody so you can exchange greetings, you can speak to her, she can speak to you directly, like just a free format for a few minutes until we request her for her blessings. And then we will again mute everyone and then hear from her. And then we'll continue with the rest of the session as we did today. So just a sneak preview of what we think will happen tomorrow. Looking forward to that. As everybody else said, very appreciative of everybody joining today. It's the combined energy that really comes into play, and it's really powerful, really, really intense. Really enjoyed being with everyone. And we'll now close today's program with the Aarti. So Sunil Bhai, over to you to prepare for Aarti, and let's participate in the Aarti now. Thank you, everyone. Jai Gurudat.
Jai Gurudeva.
Ready?
Deepam prajwalya sampujya deepajyotyai namaha artikyam kuryata hariyo ma chandrama manaso dajatakchakshoho surjo ajayata srotrad vayusya pranasya mukhadagnirajayata आरती करूं तेरी, जय जय गुरुदेव हरि। आरती करूं तेरी, जय जय गुरुदेव हरि। पूर्ण ज्ञान ज्योति प्रगटाओ, बंधन की ग्रंथि छुड़ाओ, ब्रह्म जाल छाया बिखरी, जय जय गुरुदेव हरि। आरती करूं तेरी, जय जय गुरुदेव हरि। ओंकार रूप तू देवा, कोई नाद ब्रह्म में सेवा। हे दिव्य प्रभाधारी, जय जय गुरुदेव हरि। आरती करूं तेरी, जय जय गुरुदेव हरि। कुंडलिनी शक्ति जगाओ, प्राणों की शुद्धि कराओ, जा चक्र सभी उघड़ी, जय जय गुरुदेव हरि। आरती करूं तेरी, जय जय गुरुदेव हरि। गुरुदेव कृपा हो जावे, सोहम स्वर में लहरावे। निज रूप जाय प्रगति, जय जय गुरुदेव हरि। आरती करूं तेरी, जय जय गुरुदेव हरि। हे परम तत्व के ज्ञानी, आनंद ब्रह्म सुख खानी। तुम रूप रूप हरि, जय जय गुरुदेव हरि। आरती करूं तेरी, जय जय गुरुदेव हरि। दुख द्वंद मिटाने वाले, शरणागत के रखवाले। अब तो भव पार करी, जय जय गुरुदेव हरि। आरती करूं तेरी, जय जय गुरुदेव हरि। जय जय गुरुदेव हरि। जय जय गुरुदेव हरि। मंगलम भगवान विष्णु, मंगलम गरुड़ध्वज, मंगलम पुंडरीकाक्ष, मंगलाय तनोहरि। सर्वमंगल मांगल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थ साधिके, शरण्ये त्र्यंबके गौरी नारायणी नमस्तुते। आर्तिक्यं समर्पयामि सद्गुरुवे नमः। मंत्र पुष्पांजलिं हस्ते पुष्पमादाय पुष्पांजलिं कुर्यात्। हरिः ओम। यज्ञेन यज्ञमयजन्त देवास्तानि धर्माणि प्रथमान्यासन्न तेहानाकं महिमानः। सचन्त यत्र पूर्वे साध्याः सन्ति देवाः। नाना सुगंध पुष्पाणि ऋतुकालोद्भवानि च पुष्पांजलि मया दत्तो गृहाण परमेश्वर। दिगंबरं भस्म सुगंधलेपनं चक्रं त्रिशूलं डमरू गदायुधं पद्मासनं योगी मुनीन्द्र वंदितम दत्तेति नाम स्मरणेन नित्यम। ओम भूर्भुवः स्वः सद्गुरु दत्तात्रेयाय नमः। प्रार्थना पूर्वकम चरण कमले मंत्र पुष्पांजलिं समर्पयामि। नैवेद्यं फटित मंत्रेण संप्रोक्ष्य धेन्वात्मृतिकृत्य ओम प्राणाय स्वाहा ओम अपानाय स्वाहा ओम व्यानाय स्वाहा ओम उदानाय स्वाहा ओम समानाय स्वाहा। सद्गुरुवे नमः। नैवेद्यं नैवेदयामि। नैवेद्यान्ते आचमनीयं समर्पयामि। सद्गुरु दत्तात्रेयाय नमः। धर्म की
जय हो,
धर्म की
जय हो,
अधर्म का
नाश हो,
अधर्म का
नाश हो,
प्राणियों में
सद्भावना हो,
प्राणियों में
सद्भावना हो,
विश्व का
कल्याण हो,
विश्व का
कल्याण हो।
नमः पार्वती पते हर हर महादेव हर। सद्गुरुवे नमः। सद्गुरुदेव की जय। हरि ओम तत्सत्। जय गुरुदत्त। हरि ओम तत्सत्। जय गुरुदत्त। हरि ओम तत्सत्। जय गुरुदत्त।
Jai Gurudat once more. So with that Aarti, that brings us to the end of today's program. Thank you again for participating. We'll see you all back, same Zoom link tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock California time, 11 a.m. EST. Jai Gurudat and greetings from Anju and me.
Jai Gurudat.
Jai Gurudat.
Jai Gurudat. Jai Gurudat.
We'll leave the session on for some time. For those who just want to hang out, you're welcome to. And share any thoughts, any comments, any feedback. It's all welcome.
Others, bhai, can you please unmute yourself and introduce yourself, if you don't mind?
Really, I didn't quite hear. Who are you requesting?
Others Dalal.
Adarsh Dalal. Yeah, I don't know him. Yeah.
Adarsh Bhai from New Jersey. Adarsh Bhai, can you hear us?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, please. Adarsh Bhai, you have unmuted yourself. So Sunil Bhai would like you to share your thoughts.
At least, yeah, you can introduce yourself because we are meeting first time, looks like.
Adarsh Bhai was there when we had the first session as well.
Yes, yes.
Yes, that is when we got connected. After some time.
And we have the contact details, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Jai Gurudat.
Jai Gurudat.
It's always good to hear
Jai
from
Gurudat.
folks who join for the first time or second time. We are always curious or excited to learn how they got connected, what brought them into this network, and what are they feeling about, how are they feeling about it.
John, you there? John, would you like to share your thoughts, please? John? Jai Gurudat, John?
No, obviously, we don't want to put anyone on spot, but
No, I know him. That's why I just got a very nice email from him yesterday. So
okay.
yeah. After
Yeah, Tejal, when you can say something.
now, I would just say Jai Gurudat to everyone. I think this 3-day session, bringing everybody together. Thank you to Anil Bhai and Sunil Bhai. Tomorrow we will hear from Guruma Poojya Maiyashree. In our scriptures, there is a lot of importance of doing a samuhik sadhana, which is like a group meditation, group discourse. And when we do that, the positive energy that we share among each other doubles up. And it gives us the extra force. Of course, it brings us in the routine, but it adds such that it will put us to the different level in our spiritual sadhana journey, so that we get the answer of many questions that arises in our mind automatically. And by getting into the regularity, by doing it together, after these 3 days, I'm sure many of us will feel that let's do it every day for a few minutes. What we achieved during the 3 days, let's continue building on that, and it will bring us again, all of us together at some point in time. So there is a lot of importance. So I thank everybody, because if we would not have gathered here, we would not have the advantage and opportunity that we have today. So thank you all. And whenever we are called to be there, let's consider that's a call from Bapushri, that's a call from Sadguru Bhagwan Dattatreya. Otherwise, we are nothing. Without his grace, his blessings, even if we would like to put effort, we cannot be there. We may think about it, but we cannot be there at that moment if Sadguru doesn't want us to be. Think about, there are so many people in the world right now doing something else and not this. So why are we here? We are here because our beloved Bapushri and our Bhagwan Sri Dattatreya wanted us. So that's why we are here. That's what I would say. So let's continue. Whenever we get an opportunity, let's continue. Jai Gurudat.
Jai Gurudat Tejal.
Thank you so much.
I just want to take a second, and
Thank you.
everybody thanking me for organizing this. No, I'm just a little conduit here. My sincere gratitude, thanks to Sunil Bhai for coordinating it, being the timekeeper, Vishnu Dattaji for taking this time out. And I know he gives a lovely discourse, really enjoy hearing him, and putting all the thoughts into this, and obviously to all of you for coming together. So yes, I feel thankful more towards everybody else who's really participating in this program. And I think it's a collective effort and Sadhguru's grace, Bapushri's energy, that really comes into play as we get together in these programs. Now we are kind of way past the time. We did formally close the program, so please feel free to hang out and or drop out either way. we'll leave the session on for a little bit more because I see a lot of energy flowing after the program, and so I don't want to close the call. It's just so good to have these thoughts come out.
Thank you, Anil Bhai. Like Vishnu Datta ji mentioned, that it's not we are doing anything. It's just everything is being controlled by the great. So we are just instrument. We are just taking the chance. Otherwise, everything is done from Lord Dattatreya, Poojya Bapushri. And I echo what Tejal Ben said, that without Poojya Bapushri's blessing, we could not have spent our time in such a nice activity, right? So true. We are fortunate that we, in this time, we are able to at least do these things. That is his blessing only. Otherwise, we cannot do this.
Thank you to Zoom to give us the technology to bring everybody together. Really feel good, feel blessed.
Tushar Bhai, Jai Gurudat.
Tushar Bhai, you can unmute yourself. Talk, give us a feel. How's it going in Wisconsin?
It's going well. Starting the summer session for us now, finally. Still in 60s though.
Let me just point my camera towards outside, and you see the beautiful sunny California. There's what it's like here in California right now, in the Bay Area.
Yes, same here. It's 90 degrees today, Anil Bhai.
Oh, nice.
Oh, very good.
Not 90 for us. For us, it's 70s.
Yeah.
High 70s.
That's good.
Just right temperature.
Yeah. I so loved seeing the video today of Bapushri, Mayuji, and all the flowers, and just to be reminded, that must have been quite a special occasion. Does anybody know when that recording was made?
That was Guru Purnima, last year Guru Purnima.
It's beautiful. And my computer, I can only watch videos on the shared screen for a short time, and then my computer overheats and blinks out. But I caught for a little while, and it's just gorgeous. And then here's Swati Ben's voice. I mean, I'm so touched by being in the group of people who share this lineage, you know, because normally it's just me remembering. Thank you. Vishnuji, a couple of people mentioned this idea about all the answers come through us, but the questions come through us from Dattatreya also. And I remembered a time in the ashram where that first occurred to me. I was so grateful, feeling like all these answers of my entire life were being answered, you know, one on top of the next. And then the realization came through me that even the questions were the gifts from Bapushri, from Dattatreya, and I just fell to my knees in gratitude with that opening. So thank you for being reminded of that.
Well, this is the hallmark of liberation, where the way an experience comes is from the Lord, and what the experience is from the Lord, and what the outcome is from the Lord. It's when we are freed from all of those thinking that, oh, I'm creating this experience, and this experience is myself, and the outcome is what I'm in charge of. This is real freedom. Thank you so much, Betsy. Really beautiful.
All right.
Okay. With that, we will end today's session.
I actually have a little bit more technical question, if it's okay.
Yes.
I heard that Anjushri, you created a translation for the RT, and I wonder how to access that. Is it something that could be emailed out to the mailing list?
Yes, I think that should be possible. Are you not in the WhatsApp group?
I think I am. I was at one point. Yeah, I have a new telephone, so I'm navigating all kinds of technology issues in the middle of Mercury retrograde, but hopefully that will work.
Because there's a PDF attachment in one of the WhatsApp messages that we sent out earlier.
Oh, perfect. Okay, I'll look for that. Thank you.
So otherwise, I can also email it to you if you give me your email address.
I will.
That's email.
You have,
We have the email address. We will send you.
okay, then yeah, I'll definitely send you the copy, the translation.
Thank you. And I also wonder about recordings of these sessions. You know, yesterday struck me as such a good introduction for somebody who might be new to the practice, and today going deeper. My experience with Zoom is it's not so convenient if you make a recording to keep hold of them because they don't last very long. Or is there a way for those to be shared, or is that not viable technically?
Yes, we'll share that. Give us a couple of days. We'll share.
Sure. Yeah. No rush. Yeah. Yeah. And
I was actually planning to download the video and see if you can maybe do some editing and then upload to a YouTube channel.
yeah, YouTube would make it easy.
That's there forever.
Right. But I mean, I don't mean to suggest that anybody needs to spend extra time, you know, editing or making it work. If just the transfer would be fine if it's unedited version. Yeah.
Now we can definitely upload it to the YouTube. I'll try to get it done the next couple of days.
And again, no rush.
Yeah, before it kind of disappears from the YouTube database, from the Zoom database.
No, in fact, I'm storing locally, so don't worry. I knew that. Okay, we are almost 4 or 5 at least.
All right.
So I will
everybody, we'll see you tomorrow.
see you tomorrow. Yeah.
Jai Guru Datta.
Jai Guru Datta.
Jai Guru Datta.